Every morning is a new opportunity, but also a new challenge. When you open your eyes, you're immediately faced with a decision. Will I drift through the day, reacting to whatever comes, or will I meet the day with purpose? The ancient Stoics believed that how you begin your day determines the quality of your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately, your life. And no one embodied this more than Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, philosopher, and one of the most powerful yet humble men to ever live. Even as the ruler of the known world, Marcus began his days with reflection, self-discipline, and reminders of his human duties. His writings and meditations weren't for anyone else. They were his way of talking to himself, reminding himself of who he wanted to be, especially when life pulled him toward distraction, anger, or laziness. And in a world full of distractions, anxiety, and endless notifications, we need this kind of clarity more than ever. In this video, we'll walk through 5 timeless morning habits, drawn directly from Stoic teachings, especially from the reflections of Marcus Aurelius himself. You'll learn how to wake up with intention rather than resistance. Prepare your mind for challenges, not comfort. Focus on what you can control. Anchor yourself in reason and virtue, and cultivate deep gratitude, even when life feels hard. This isn't about becoming superhuman. It's about becoming deeply human, anchored, clear, and unshakable in a chaotic world. So let's begin. The Stoic way. 1. Get up, even when you don't feel like it. Marcus Aurelius once wrote to himself, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, 'I have to go to work,' as a human being." This might sound simple, but it's revolutionary. Today, we're constantly sold the idea that life should feel good, and that we should wait for motivation or energy to show up before we act. But Stoicism flips this thinking on its head. You don't get out of bed because you feel like it. You get out of bed because you were born to live. You were born to think, to create, to serve, to face challenges with courage. Comfort is easy, but it never leads to meaning. When you resist the urge to stay under the covers, when you overcome that quiet voice saying, "just a little longer," you are performing a stoic act. You're choosing virtue over pleasure, action over passivity, strength over indulgence. That single decision, to rise, ripples through your entire day. It sets a tone. It says, "I am not here to waste time. I am here to live with purpose." And if even Marcus Aurelius, who had the luxury to stay in bed if he wanted, challenged himself to rise, what excuse do we really have? So tomorrow morning, when your alarm goes off and your body whispers, "Stay," answer like a Stoic, "I rise," not because it's easy, but because it's right. 2. Prepare for resistance and rudeness. Before facing the world, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself each morning of one uncomfortable truth. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, "Today I will meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." Not exactly a motivational quote, is it? But that's exactly the point. The Stoics didn't believe in toxic positivity. They didn't sugarcoat reality. Instead, they faced it head on. Because when you anticipate difficulty, you're no longer shocked by it. When someone cuts you off in traffic, insults you online, or shows you disrespect, it won't derail your peace. Why? Because you were ready. You expected it. This practice is called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. It's not pessimism. It's preparation. When you expect people to behave imperfectly, not because they're evil, but because they're human, you arm yourself with patience, with calm, and with compassion. You're no longer surprised by the world's flaws. You meet them with grace, because your inner state doesn't depend on external behavior. Marcus goes on to say, "These people are like this because they don't understand good and evil. But I, who have seen the beauty of good and the ugliness of evil, can't hate them. They're my kin. This is where Stoicism becomes powerful. It teaches you to expect rudeness, but not return it, to meet aggression with stillness, to see people clearly, and still choose to act with virtue. So tomorrow morning, remind yourself, today, I will meet obstacles, but I am ready, because no matter what comes, I choose to remain grounded. 3. Focus only on what you can control. The world is unpredictable. Weather, traffic, emails, comments, bad news, health scares, none of it is fully in your hands. But your mind, your choices, your reactions, those are yours. The Stoics drew a sharp line between two categories: what you can't control, other people's opinions, events, results, the past, the future. What you can control, your thoughts, your judgments, your actions, your values. When you confuse these two, you suffer. But when you keep them separate, you find freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is more than a quote. It's a practice. Each morning, take a moment to remind yourself, what is mine and what is not? What can I actually influence today, right now? Can I control how people treat me? No, but I can control whether I treat them with dignity. Can I control whether I succeed today? Not fully, but I can control whether I give my best effort, with clarity and discipline. This mindset doesn't make you passive. It makes you focused. You no longer waste energy on things outside your grasp. You become sharp, deliberate, and anchored in your purpose. It's like sailing a ship. You can't control the wind, but you can always adjust your sails. So before you begin your day, ask yourself, what's in my hands today, and what can I let go of? That's where your power lives. That's where the Stoic morning truly begins. 4. Return to the present moment. Your mind is a wanderer. Even before your feet touch the ground in the morning, your thoughts may already be racing. I should have said that yesterday. What if things go wrong today? I need to hurry. I'm already behind. But here's the truth the Stoics never stopped repeating. The present moment is all you ever truly possess. Seneca put it this way: we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. And Marcus Aurelius echoed it. Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. Instead, be concerned only with what you can do right now, in this very moment. Every day is made up of small moments, and each one is an opportunity to pause, to breathe, to notice, to respond with intention rather than react on autopilot. When you anchor yourself in the now, you stop being pulled by every little wave. So try this each morning, before grabbing your phone, before checking the news, before entering the noise of the world. Sit still, even for just a minute. Feel the weight of your body. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice your breath, and say quietly to yourself, "This moment is mine, and I will meet it fully." This practice builds a kind of inner stillness, a quiet power that no chaos can touch. Remember, you're not late, you're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be, right now. And the present moment is always waiting for you to return. 5. Act with virtue, not for reward. In a world driven by likes, followers, applause, and outcomes, Stoicism offers a radical alternative. Do what is right, not what is popular. Act with integrity, not for recognition. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world, and yet he wrote, "Just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter, cold or warm, tired or well-rested, despised or honored, dying or busy with other assignments. Do what is necessary. The rest is just noise." This is the Stoic view of life. You don't control how people respond to your actions, but you always control whether your actions align with your values. Each morning, ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? Not, what will I achieve? Not, what will people think of me? But, can I live in line with wisdom, courage, self-control, and justice? That's the Stoic compass. Not fame, not wealth, not comfort, but character. And here's the paradox. When you stop chasing rewards and instead focus on doing what is right, the right results often follow. You earn respect, not through image, but through consistency. You build trust, not through promises, but through action. You find fulfillment, not through consumption, but through contribution. So don't ask, will this get me something? Ask instead, is this worthy of who I am becoming? That's how a Stoic starts the day, not chasing, but embodying. Closing thoughts. The day is yours. The way you begin your morning is not trivial. It shapes the way you speak, move, decide, the way you live. And Stoicism reminds us, you don't need a perfect day. You just need a purposeful one. You don't need to control everything. You just need to control yourself. Let's recall what we've explored. You are stronger than your moods. You are their master, not their servant. You don't need to chase more. True wealth is needing less. You don't wait for motivation. You act from discipline and duty. You return to the present, because that's where life happens. You act with virtue, not for applause, but because it's who you are. These are not grand philosophies meant for bookshelves. They are tools meant to be used. Even a single choice, a single breath, taken with awareness, can change the trajectory of your entire day. So tomorrow morning, before the noise, before the distractions, pause and choose. Not chaos, but clarity. Not reaction, but intention. Not drifting, but direction. Because this life, this day, this moment, is not just something to survive. It's something to shape. Your turn. Begin with intention. Now, I invite you to begin your day like a Stoic. Pick one idea from this video, just one, and try it tomorrow morning. Sit in silence before picking up your phone. Ask yourself, what would the best version of me do today? Write down one virtue you want to embody: courage, patience, honesty. Whatever it is, make it real. Live it. And if you found value in this video, if something here spoke to you, please consider giving it a like, subscribing, or sharing it with someone who might need a gentle nudge toward inner strength. Every day is a fresh scroll, waiting for your signature. Write it wisely.